The ego is not master in its own house. That's a quote by Sigmund Freud. This is episode 233 on the Hidden Why podcast, my book reflection of Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday.
You're listening to The Hidden Why with your host, Lee.
Books. G'day, gang. My name's Lee Maluzzi, aka The Hidden Why Guy, helping people to discover their why. So what is a hidden why? Well, it really is what is important to you in life. Connecting within and start walking the path that's more true to yourself. The top regret of the dying is that they didn't live a life true to themselves. And certainly in this world of overwhelm, this world of rapid evolution, I think we can lose touch with the importance of life and what it all means. So that's what it is all about here at The Hidden Why. I inspire people to live a life with greater passion and purpose and really help them discover their why. I do speaking gigs. I also coach people one-on-one to help them work through it personally because everyone's different, you know. There's not a template that fits all of us. So I do that one-on-one to really help them work through the challenges and really get them on the right direction so they can start living their life more fully, freely, and with greater happiness. Guys, today I'm doing a book review on a fantastic book. I really enjoyed it by Ryan Holiday, and it is called Ego is the Enemy. If you're a book reader, you probably have heard of it. You might have even read it. But this is a great read. Listen to my review. Let me know what you think. Jump onto thehiddenwhy.com and leave your comments and thoughts there for me. I would love to hear your thoughts about ego and what it all means and what you think of it, really. If you think it might benefit someone, if you think you've got a person that you know that has a big ego, maybe you'd like to gift this book to them. Have a listen. Share the link with them, guys. It's Facebook, Twitter. You can send it out to all those social platforms. That's the best gift you can give to me. Other than that, guys, make sure you're signed up. Make sure you're signed up to the podcast online and to thehiddenwhy.com. There's some great resources there for free that I'm giving away, plus some other stuff coming. So sign up there if you love the show. And guys, thanks for the support. Really appreciate you being here today. Hope you enjoy this book review. And I'll talk at the other end. Cheers.
This is The Hidden Why, discussing ideas and thoughts on living life with passion and finding your hidden why, your reason, your purpose.
G'day gang, welcome to this week's book reflection. My book today that I'm reviewing is one by Ryan Holiday called Ego is the Enemy. Now, if you're familiar with Ryan Holiday, you'd be very familiar with his work. And perhaps one of the other books that I reviewed and loved on the show was The Obstacle is the Way. Now, this guy's pretty crazy. He's actually gone out and had these both tattooed on his arms prior, I believe, to writing each book. I'm still trying to get in touch with Ryan and get him on the holiday. So if you're listening to this and you have that connection, hook me up. That'd be fantastic. Because I really want to. I'm interested to question him about the ego, certainly about the obstacles, many things really. I'm passionate about his views and opinions, and I really like his thoughts and perspectives. Certainly the ego is the enemy. You know, I think a lot about the ego, and certainly books like this make me think about it even more and how it directs me in life and how it affects, you know, the level of life I live, the level of truth that I live, the level of authenticity that I live, and the level of value that I live, you know, to being able to be valuable to others and not just so self-centered. So I think about ego a lot, and I love this read. I really did love this read, and there's a couple of reasons. I've started that off the show now a few times, but for me, the reason why I like this book is because it's really to the point. You know, he doesn't sort of bat around the bush. He keeps it quite simple, in my opinion. It's not complicated. It's not, you know, rocket science reading. So he keeps it to the point, quite simple, but yet insightful. He uses real life examples of people. In both, you know, the arguments for and against what he's trying to say. And I just really enjoyed that. I thought they were great examples and things that you wouldn't think about. Like, you know, a lot of people look at Steve Jobs and go, wow, he was such a success. But then I don't know if you've watched the movie or if you've read his book, but Steve Jobs, he was a bit of an asshole and a bit unique in a way that he lived his life. And not necessarily the best, and the truth is that he died, you know, reasonably young in a lot of senses. And he's done great things, no doubt. I don't disregard that at all. But Ryan really sort of talks about how ego affected him, and he touches on it, and he doesn't talk about Steve Jobs all the way through, just a little part of one of the chapters. So I really like that. And then he uses some great examples, like who does he use now? Benjamin Franklin. He uses people that have learnt from their ego and then gotten over that lump and then continued forward without such an attachment to an ego. So there's much parts to the book that I would recommend you reading it for. But really, the simplicity of it, he looks at ego as it relates to our aspirations, our successes, our failures. So that's the three parts of the book. And then he goes into chapter by chapter into each of those parts. There's probably about 10 chapters within each part. And he talks about little snippets of our aspirations and what we just need to be mindful of, I think, more than anything. I agreed with most of what he says in this book. Certainly as it relates to success and failure, I agreed with a lot of that. As it related to aspirations, there's a couple of things that I sort of just questioned. And I think that's why I love books like this too, because they make you think about these things. And particularly he talks about, being passionate and how passion can be an attachment to an ego's drive towards something that's not real. And that can be maybe a little bit destructive in the process, especially if you don't accomplish it. So I sort of thought about that, and I'm going to do a bit of a review on this at some stage, whether it's a blog or a podcast on the ego and my thoughts on it in a bit more detail. But I did like that, and I like that he puts these questions into your head through the use of real-life examples of how it actually relates. And because I talk about passion a lot, and I believe that, being passionate about what you do is a much greater way to sustainability and longevity for what you do. And if you're not passionate about it, you might be doing it for the wrong reasons. And, I talked to a bloke the other day about, podcasting, and obviously I continue doing it because I really love it. I am passionate about it. I'm passionate about expressing my thoughts and opinions. I'm passionate about interviewing great people. But he, on the other hand, he did the podcast thing and he just lost the passion for it. And I think that's important, like he recognized that and stopped doing it. So he didn't really stop doing it. He just changed it up to fit his style a little bit better. So I think, passion for me is really important. And when he sort of talked about it in this book as don't be passionate, I had those questions raised up. Not just in this chapter, but many of the chapters I had those questions raised up. I stopped and thought about it. And the thing I liked about his chapters is they're not, 30, 50 pages long. They're quite short, probably under 10 pages, most of them. So you can really get the essence out, and then you can sit there and sort of just reflect on that chapter and go, yeah, okay, that makes sense, or that doesn't make sense, or how does that, relate to my life? I really like that. I really enjoyed that part of this book. And it keeps your attention there too. Sometimes when a chapter goes on and on, you can lose that interest. So it sort of allows you to keep your attention there, get the information that you need, and then it gives you that moment to pause and reflect. And I think that's a powerful way to send a message and help anyone learn on whatever topic it might be. So well done, Ryan, on that, buddy. It's fantastic. I really wonder if ego is the enemy. Some parts of me thinks our ego can be our comrade. It can be our ally, our ally, and really help us in life in many ways. And a lot of the times, I think it does drive us down the wrong path. It drives us down the wrong holes and causes a lot of pain and suffering in our lives as well. So I'm going to sort of get my thoughts together on that and do something on that. I'll write a blog or a podcast. So keep an eye out for that at thehiddenwhy.com, or just stay signed up to the podcast. But here's what I think, if ego is truly the enemy, then why do we have an ego? And if without an ego, do we even have an existence? So that's just one thought that comes to mind. And then the other thing that comes to mind is that sometimes maybe ego motivates us. Maybe it pushes us, and drives us. Maybe it's the reason why we have ambitions and good things going on in life. Maybe it's the reason why people like Elon Musk have started doing what they do. There's got to be a level of ego behind what he does. And whilst he might be a good example of someone who has control of it, there's still parts of the ego that maybe assists life and evolution and makes things a greater place for all of us. So that's just a couple of thoughts that, maybe you'd like to think on as well. Certainly read the book and that will help generate more thoughts for yourself. They're just my thoughts simply on that. So is it an enemy? I don't know. I certainly believe if we allow it to be, if we allow it to control us, if we allow it to direct us, in the relations of aspirations, success and failures, it can certainly be that. if we don't have an awareness around our ego, and if we're not reflecting on it, if we don't think about it, then it can probably grab control of us and direct us, in the wrong direct us in the wrong direction, without control. There's a roundabout sort of way to say things, but that's what I think. I think if we don't have that awareness around our ego, it certainly can take control and affect our lives in ways that we really don't want it to be affected. So get that awareness, get the grip on your ego and what it means to you, because all our egos are different and at different levels, and we're at different stages of whatever success we're aiming for in life and whatever state of life we wish to be. So grab that awareness of your ego, and just when those moments come up, just reflect on it. And I do think on ego a lot. I when I'm posting something on Facebook, I just wonder, well, what is this for? Like, or when I'm talking to someone about something, I'm going, well, why am I giving this message? Is it part of the reason because I'm actually wanting to give value or help or do something like that? Or is it a part of because I want to make myself look good? I heard someone talk about the books on their shelves, and I look at my bookshelf and I go, well, why do we have that that need to have, this lovely array of books on our shelves? You look at one of these guys out there that's a coach, and I don't know if you guys listen to him or not. I won't mention his name anyway, but he claims to read 365 books a year and to read a book a day. I just call BS on that. I really do. And because I just don't know how, I read a book a week, and I wouldn't know how to read a book a day and really get the essence out of it. Yeah, I could probably skim through it, and if it's a picture book, great. So, I just wonder about how ego drives some people, and if you allow your ego to drive you that much, it's just not going to be sustainable. These people will come in and go out very quick. And people that have been in personal development for 30, 40 years that I've spoken to, that I've heard from, have said that. They've seen those people come and go, and that's because they're being too controlled by an ego or a drive for something that's really just not right, and it doesn't come from the right place. So anyway, there's my little rant about Ego is the Enemy. A great book by Ryan Holiday. Well done, Ryan Holiday. I really seriously loved the writing. I think, I wish I could write, with that much more clarity and that much more purpose. I mean, there was not much space there for nothingness, there wasn't things there for out reason. So I really like that. You really drive home the message of each chapter and each subject, and simple, 3 parts: aspiration, success, failure. So guys, jump out and have a read of that book, Ego is the Enemy by Ryan Holiday. I will stick the links to Amazon in the show notes at thehiddenwhy.com. And I'll also stick the link to the free audiobook. So you can grab an audiobook if you're not an audible.com member already. So just check out that link, guys, at thehiddenwhy.com. Guys, every time you go there, it just helps support the show. It doesn't cost you anything extra. So if you could do that for me, whether you're purchasing a book, this book, or anything else, you can do anything through Amazon, through that link, and it all helps. So guys, I appreciate your support here. Sign up to the podcast, stay signed up, and we will speak soon. Peace, passion, purpose. Bye for now.
Thanks for listening to the Hidden Why podcast, where it's all about living life with passion. For all the latest news and updates, please subscribe online to thehiddenwhy.com.
Thanks, guys, for tuning in. Really cool book. Pick it up, guys. You can jump onto thehiddenwhy.com, become a member there. I've also got the Amazon links for all the books there. Help support the show and do all your Amazon shopping through my links. That'd be great. We also got a deal with Audible, so you can get a free book from audible.com just by using the links provided in the show notes. Ego is the Enemy, episode 233. So type that in and you'll get the links there to Audible to sign up and get your free book. Awesome deal. Guys, you know what to do. You need to breathe more passion into everything you do. You need to find more purpose in everything you do, and in doing so, you will discover your why. This is The Hidden Why. My name is Lee Martinuzzi, signing out. Thanks.
Thanks for listening to the Hidden Why podcast, where it's all about living life with passion. For all the latest news and updates, please subscribe online, thehiddenwhy.com. This is The Hidden Why.
THY crew, are you looking to discover your hidden why? Then take me up on this opportunity. It's a one-on-one complimentary coaching call valued at $250, where we chat and define your hidden why and the action steps that you can take to help living towards the life you truly desire. Guys, there's a limited amount of spaces available. What you can do is jump onto thehiddenwhy.com, go to the coaching tab,
press the link and then schedule a time that suits you. Would love to chat with you soon.